Right, good morning guys, my name's Connor, this is Hotheads Media. If you want to power up your career in the hairdressing and barbering industry, make sure you're following us. We are the best news channel and we bring you the latest and greatest from our dynamic industry. We do the hard work so you don't have to. So today I'm going to end the show with a video about tax. The tax it just basically shows how if you're employed or self-employed, you pay different tax brackets and how that's like sort of broken down. So that's good for you guys to know whether you are employed or self-employed. Obviously, as you can tell, I've broken out in spots today, but the show must go on. What can you do? So we're going to jump straight into it today, and the first bit of news we've got is from the National Hairdressers and Barbers Federation. So they campaign on our behalf as an industry to push things forward which they think are going to benefit our industry. Now, this is just a bill, so basically they're going to talk to the government in 2025, and if these things come to fruition, this is going to be like implemented no earlier than 2026. But basically, these are the things they're pushing forward for our industry. So what they propose is day one protection against unfair dismissal, end 0-hour contracts, and flexible working as the norm. So yeah, all beneficial for our industry. And this is from their chief executive. So the Employment Rights Bill marks a significant step forward in protecting workers' rights and creating fairer workplaces across the UK, with 28 measures addressing critical issues such as unfair dismissal, 0-hour contracts, flexible working. This bill demonstrates the government's commitment to modernising employment practices. So we're particularly interested in the proposed statutory probation period and the right to switch off initiative outlined in the next steps document. These measures could have far-reaching implications for our sector. So as I said, the National Hairdressers and Barber Federation are actively engaging with the government to ensure our members' voices are heard through this process. We understand that implementing these reforms will take time, with the consultations to start in 2025 and any changes that are proposed, if they go ahead, it won't be till 2026. So interesting, it's good to stay in the know. So congratulations, MENSIRE, they've opened up in Dubai, that's great. I haven't really heard of many other UK barbershops or like chains, shall we say, going out and opening in Dubai, but I think that's a big step. Really puts them on the map globally if they're not already. And yeah, Dubai is a great place to go and have a barbershop. So good luck with that, guys, and I hope you do well. What else we got? So Project Men and Media, this is shared from Dean Gleeson. So if you're looking to take your career to the next level, this is for you. So applications are now open, and they've been open since the 2nd of September 2024, but the closing date is the 11th of November 2024, so make sure you get your applications in. So Dean and Simon Shaw will be leading the project this year. So they've got some amazing opportunities. Make sure you head over to the fellowship for more details and secure your spot now. So good luck, get entering. TPOB, whether you like him, whether you don't, you need to follow his Instagram. You need to go on and follow his YouTube. You know, I say the Play is one of the best clippers this year. They're going to release a new Play trimmer in December, but why you need to follow this is because there's been a bit of sneaky behavior behind the scenes. So apparently, Gamma heard that TPOB were releasing a new clipper, and they heard through the grapevine that it was going to be called the Goat. Now, what they went and done is trademarked the name Goat so nobody else could use it. But actually, they got their facts wrong, and TPOB's new clipper is going to be called the Go. So I think that is a bit of sneaky behaviour by a scammer. They're obviously a bit scared from what TPOB is doing. Like I say, they are a barbering brand made for barbers. They're really, really well priced. They're really well built. You know, what can't you like? What don't you like about that? So, you know, I think you just need to go and follow TPOB. You don't have to watch everything. You don't have to follow anything, but he does give you an insight into what is going on behind the scenes. And that is poor behaviour from Gamma. Don't think it's very professional. But yeah, it is what it is. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Right, let's move on. So we've got Chris and Sons. These are, we're staying with obviously some Clipper news now, and these are the best sellers and new drops. So you've got the JRL Onyx, the Gamma Boosted, the Instinct. Is it an Instinct? Looks like a Caliber Pro. I don't know, magic clipper. That's the new Andis Envy, and that is a Babyliss FX1. You know what, if I was going to go for any, myself, it'd probably be the Magic Clip or the JRL, maybe followed by the Gamma. Andis, you can throw out the window. That other one, whatever that is, the Caliber Pro, yeah, never even heard of that. Throw that out the window as well. You know, the FX1, never really used them myself, so I can't really say. But yeah, that'd be my pick if you're interested. But they're the hot sellers this month at Chris and Sons. So not Magic Clip, Wahl have dropped the new Magic Clip and the new detailer. So they say the new 5-star cordless barber combo combines everything you love about the 5-star cordless Magic Clip and the cordless detailer lithium into one. Ideal for your fading needs and tap the button to shop. So I can't imagine they're any different to the gold set. They just look like they're in a black set. So be interesting to find out if they are. But realistically, they powered up the Magic Clip from the standard model to the gold one. And I can't imagine they can really do much more with it without maybe changing a blade on it or changing the motor. But then is it really the Magic Clip? Same with the detailer. I'm not knocking them. I like the Magic Clip. I use a detailer every day. But again, it's just repackaging the same old shit in a different housing, in a different case. And no one's really giving us any innovation. That's just my thoughts on it. So, you know, if you get them, you know, let me know how you get on with them. But I don't really think you need to spend the extra money. Just go and get the gold one if you want a revamped up detailer or Magic Clip. Right. Barber blades, they're doing a giveaway. So if you want to win a REUZEL clock, you have to make sure you get your entry in today because the winners are picked tomorrow. So to enter, follow Barber Blades UK, like this post, tag 3 friends in the comments. Each comment counts as a new entry. So for bonus entry, share this on your story and tag us. So like I say, the winners will be announced on the 29th of October. Not really ever seen a REUZEL clock before, quite like that. Yeah, make sure you're in it to win it. Right, what else we got going on? Everyone always asks me where I get my lights from. Everyone asks me always what ring light I've got on. So again, here we bring you the information you need. Head to NEWER, so that's NEWER.com. They've got 60% off, 50%, so it's 25 to 60% off on all their products. But that's till, I think it's either November 1st or October 31st. So you haven't got long now, but they're doing a massive sale. Look at some of these. 50% off, you've got 25% off on other stuff, you know. Make sure you head there. If you are looking to get some new wall brackets, some new ring lights, anything else you might need for your career, head there now and you'll be able to get yourself a saving, because other than that, you probably won't be able to get any more discounts around Christmas, and until Christmas, and I can't guarantee they're going to be as good as this. So Chris and Sons are also doing a Dyson Supersonic giveaway. Not a hairdryer I would like, but you know, if you want some free stuff, you might as well be in it to win it. So they're giving away followers the chance to win the new Dyson Supersonic professional hairdryer. So like this post, follow this post, follow Chris and Sons UK and Chris and Sons Pro, tag a hairdresser or barber in the comments. The more entries, the winner will be announced on the 5th of November 2024. So make sure you look out for scammers, because there's loads of stuff like that going around at the minute. And yeah, just be vigilant and get your entries in. And last but not least, before we get on to the really hot topic this week, we've got a Babyliss skeleton trimmer giveaway. So this is by hairways_wholesaler. They are giving away the chance to win this trimmer to celebrate Halloween. Everyone's celebrating Halloween. It's really, really big this year for some reason. So this is a skeleton trimmer. Yeah, it goes hand in hand with Halloween, I suppose. Halloween. So you got your chance for one lucky barber or hairstylist. So it's worth over £100. So to be in with a chance to win this, follow hairways_wholesaler. Share this post on your story and don't forget to tag us. Tag 3 friends in the comments. Tag more friends for bonus entries, and the winner will be announced on Halloween 31st. So awesome, guys. You know, that's really, really good. Bringing you the latest and greatest from our dynamic industry. And I have a great time every Monday doing it. So this week, we got the hot topic. And our hot topic is the outbreak. Well, I haven't really got a headline for it yet, but it's basically, have you seen the child's post going around on social media? And what it looks like is an outbreak of impetigo. Some people were calling it ringworm, but basically it's an bacterial infection or something like that. We'll get into that in a second. And it's gone all the way up the kid's head. And they keep saying they get it from a barbershop. Well, that's where they got it from. And it's been doing the rounds on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I even seen it here in like Spotted Coventry saying it was a barbershop in Coventry. Now, it wasn't, and this is not a name and shame thing. Unfortunately, the people have been tagged in this post that I will share you, but it's just, I needed to make this the hot topic this week because we needed to raise awareness. So let's have a look at the post. Unfortunately, this kid has been, had this happen to him. Obviously, his mum's not very happy. It was after a trip to the barbershop. So, right, let's just have a quick look at the post and then we'll, like I say, talk about it after that. So, these are quite disturbing images, in all honesty with you. So, why is it so important to clean your tools? So this was the post, and again, I'm not doing it to name and shame any barbershop, and unfortunately, this barbershop has been wrapped up within this scandal. So just want to make people aware of Darren Barbers. My boy had a skin fade there around 5 months ago, caught ringworm. I've been back and forth with the doctors at least 3 times a week, different creams, different antibiotics. I've gone out myself and paid for a ridiculous amount of creams. We are currently sat in A&E the second time this week. I took myself at the weekend of the school. They advised me to take him again today. He's in so much pain with it, lost majority of his hair, sleeps with his head on a pillow due to the pain. I'm only writing this post as I've spoken to a few people and I have said this, and they've had the same issue from their barber. Now, it's unfortunate this kid's going through it. Let's show you some of these images. They're not very nice, you know, I get it. But to me, it definitely doesn't look like ringworm. Ringworm doesn't spread like that. It really looks like an infection of impetigo rather than anything else. But unfortunately, because, sorry, I didn't even really mean to share that one. But yeah, unfortunately, because we've not got any rules and regulations, these things are allowed to happen, whether it's to this barbershop, Darren Barbers, or if it's other barbershops around the country. So, look, you've just literally got so many people like commenting on it. This is Dan Davies, you know, he knows what he's on about. So this is the main reason we need health and hygiene scores on the doors of all haircutting establishments. Yet that would be good. You know, it is unfortunate because I've never seen anything this bad. You know, I've been in the hairdressing industry about 15 years now. So like I say, this one's on Spotted Coventry. You know, it just, bad publicity really takes hold of stuff like this, you know. It really just like snowballs. And unfortunately, like I say, this does happen, and I do think we need rules, regulations, we need industry legislation to stop this. One thing that we can start with, let's start with the basics, yeah? Now, if you've got the Mike Taylor resource book, which is number 2, yeah? You can flick through this, and there's literally a thing in here telling you about what the different things is you can catch. So infections, infestations, and disorders. So ringworm is like a little ring, and that's exactly why it's called ringworm. Let's see if they've got it here. Of course they will. Let me just see this. So ringworm, if you can tell, is more like that. So we've got that there. And then this up here is unfortunately what the guy is dealing with, and this is impetigo. So unfortunately it's a bad case. But if you're ever unsure about what you're dealing with, you need to have this in your barbershop. So this is the Mike Taylor Barbering Resource Book #2. Now, if you've got these, if a client comes in, a thorough consultation is really going to help you identify stuff like this. And you can always go back and look at this within the book and sort of diagnose it for yourself. But you don't have to start a consultation. You don't have to start a service if when you do the consultation, you've said, look, these things are going to affect the haircut. You know, these might spread and, you know, I don't actually want to do this service. You can refuse a service before you start. But when you start doing the service, you legally need to then finish. That's why a good consultation is really, really imperative and it's really important. But also, I'm not saying this was exactly transmitted from the barbershop. So what I'm going to do now is I have actually wrote some little pointers down that I'm going to go through. And this is firstly reasons why it could be linked to the barbershop, and then I'm going to give you reasons why it couldn't be linked to the barbershop. So basically, in a nutshell, impetigo, a common bacterial infection, can be indeed transmitted in environments like the barbershop if proper hygiene isn't maintained. However, it is also possible that the infection wasn't directly linked to the barbershop. So I'm going to give you some reasons now why it could be linked to the barbershop. So shared equipment, clippers, combs, razors, and if they aren't disinfected in between customers, that could really cause infections. So cuts or micro abrasions, shaving the hair, cutting can sometimes cause tiny cuts, which increase susceptibility to bacteria, infection, and if the equipment is contaminated, it will spread. So inadequate hygiene practices, so if the staff don't wash their hands properly, don't use gloves when appropriate, or disinfecting of surfaces and equipment can lead to bacterial spread. Contaminated products, so products like creams, gels, aftershaves used on multiple clients could transfer bacteria if not sanitized properly. That goes for neck brushes, capes as well. So close contact with other clients, high traffic environments like the barbershop make it easier for bacteria to spread. And if clients are in close quarters, particularly in a setting where they may touch common surfaces. So they're reasons why it could be linked to the barbershop. But like the post said, it was 5 months after that he started having all these issues. So we're going to give you some reasons now why they might not be linked to the barbershop. So he might have a pre-existing skin condition. So the young lad might have already had small cuts, scratches, or an underlying skin condition like eczema. So this makes him more susceptible to infections regardless of the barbershop visit. Contact with other infected individuals. So impetigo is highly contagious. So the infection might have come from schools, sports activities, or other environments where close contact occurs. Incubation period. So impetigo symptoms take normally 4 to 10 days to appear after exposure. So the infection might have been contracted somewhere else days before the barber visit. So environmental factors. Warm, humid environments are conducive for bacterial growth, making summer months or humid indoor spaces like gyms or pools a potential risk factor even outside the barbershop. So self-inoculation, Kids often scratch or rub minor skin abrasions which can spread bacteria from one area of the skin to another, leading for impetigo with direct external exposure. So both sides of these arguments show that while it's possible for the barbershop visit to be the source of infection, it's not always clear-cut. And unfortunately, this barbershop has been wrapped up within this scandal, whether it was them or wasn't them. So now I'm going to talk to you about how introducing legislation, regulations, and the proper rules and stuff we need for our industry are really going to help stop things like this. So implementing strict rules and regulations in the UK barbering industry could significantly reduce issues like the spread of skin infections, including IMPETIGO, by enforcing better hygiene accountability standards. And here are some regulations that could help. So standardization of hygiene protocols. So that would be stuff like regular equipment sanitization, mandating that tools, clippers, razors, all that sort of stuff are disinfected in between each client and can drastically reduce bacterial transfer. Use of disposable items requiring such as razors, blades, single-use applicators, creams, gels would further limit cross-contamination risks. Clean towels and capes for each client. We do that here at Men's Grooming Company, and I think it's mental other barbershops don't, but because we haven't got rules and regulations, this happens. So regulations could enforce the use of freshly laundered or disposable towels and capes for each customer, lowering the chance of infection through shared textiles. So mandatory training and certification. Hygiene and infection control education, requiring barbers to undergo certified training in infection control and hygiene would ensure they're aware of proper cleaning techniques, potential risks, and how to prevent infections. So licensing and regular health inspections, introducing licensing requirements and ensure only qualified professionals are providing services, while regular inspections would ensure that hygiene standards are being met consistently. So increase accountability and traceability, clear guidelines such as incident reports, having a system where infections linked to specific establishments could be reported, and it helps track patterns and identify problematic practices or specific barbershops. Consequences for non-compliance. So if you don't comply with regulations in place, shops that fail to meet hygiene standards could face fines, mandatory corrective training, closures, or incentives to comply or have a safe environment. Consumer confidence and public health awareness is what we're struggling with at the minute within the hairdressing and barbering industry. So educating clients on safe practices with regulated industry, barbers can help inform clients about their own role in hygiene, e.g. washing their hair before the visit, any health conditions they might increase infection risk, creating a safer environment overall, enhanced public health safety. Through proper hygiene practices, regulations can limit the spread of other infections and conditions, such as fungal infections, lice, or scalp ringworm, making barbering a safer experience for everyone. So if we create industry standards, we consistently have safety expectations. So nationwide standards would ensure that all barbershops are held to the same level of cleanliness and care, helping to prevent localized issues and maintaining an even level of safety across the board. Improved professionalism and industry reputation. Regulating the barbering industry elevates its standards, establishing barbers as trusted professionals who are skilled and compliant with health and safety practices, which enhances the industry's reputation. So by implementing rules and regulations, the barbering industry can help minimize hygiene-related issues, making the experience safer for clients and uphold a professional standard that builds trust and accountability. That's pretty much all I've got to say on the issue. So hopefully that kid recovers quick and he doesn't scar him for life going to the barbershop. But rules and regulations, like I say, is definitely what's needed in our industry. So we're going to move on now to the artist spotlight. Now, the artist spotlight this week is, I'm just going to briefly jump over it because this is basically the finals of the British Hairdressing Awards 2024. So congratulations to you guys. But there's so many people, so many names I can't pronounce, and so many categories that all I'm going to do is direct you to the British Hairdressing Awards page, so you can go, if you're interested, and take a look for yourself. So all you've got to do is basically head to the HJ Instagram, follow the link there, that will take you to their webpage, and then you click on finalists and it will give you the list of finalists, including like men's hairdresser, trend image, regional hairdressers. You know, you got London, Midlands, North, South, all of that sort of, all of them sort of categories. And if you're interested, head there today, and congratulations to you guys, because it's a big achievement making the finals, and I look forward to seeing who is the outright winner in all categories. So again, congratulations to you guys. So I am now going to move on to what are we going to do now? We are going to do the Q&A for today. So number one, I'm really struggling with my column. How do I get busy? I'm a hairdresser. I've got a tips and tricks video on my YouTube. When you finish watching this, head down, and it's building a clientele. I say this week on week, make sure your social media is on point. Make sure you're really promoting yourself. You need to be there consistently. That's the same time every day, every week, and make sure your clients know that you're there. Get yourself on a booking app if you're not already. There's many, many things you can do, and they're just the main ones really. Make sure you're in a shop where there's lots of walk-ins. Promote yourself. You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here, so you have to be working harder than the next person to gain that clientele. So, moving on. Number two, where are the candles from? So I'm assuming you're going on about the Bare Brick candles and the trainer candles. Have I got some here? I've got none to hand. But yeah, we've got some candles. One of my friends makes some. We are going to sell them, and I can get them posted out to you if you're interested. We've got the mini 95s. They're 25 or 30, I think, off the top of my head. The Jordans are 25 and the Bare Bricks are 30, 35. They smell amazing as well, and they're really, really like exclusive. It's just one of my friends. He does it like as a hobby, but he's doing really, really well with it. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. So what plans have you got for next year? Next year, obviously I want to push the channel. Hotheads Media is a real important thing in my life right now. It takes a lot of my life up, but I'm loving it. Like, giving you guys the news every week is really something that my career has progressed to over the last few years, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It allows me to be more involved with the industry, meet new people, talk to new people. So next year, I really want to push Hotheads Media. I'm going to talk to a few new people on the channel, all of that sort of stuff. I'm going to enter some competitions next year, see if we can snowball off my win of Barber of the Year. Obviously, the cover goes out 2025, January to March edition, so that's a great start to the year. Enter some more competitions, hopefully win some more titles, meet some new faces, talk to more people, network with more people, go to more events. Hopefully the shop does really well here at Men's Grooming Company. I'm looking to take on a couple new staff, so if you're watching this, you're in the Coventry or the Midlands area and you're qualified, you want a job, you've got a good attitude, come see me or drop me a message. Yeah, got loads of stuff, so 2025 should be a big year, and I'm hoping that crypto lands, so if that works, yeah, it will be nice. Right. Can you recommend a barbershop in Birmingham? I've just moved for uni, but I want to learn how to cut on the side. Well, I know Josh OP is opening a course in the Birmingham city centre. In terms of barbershop, you've probably got something like Barberology is quite good from memory. You've got the Dog House and the Barber House. They're all close to the city centre. Birmingham's a big area, so it's hard to really recommend some barbershops, but they're just ones off the top of my head. You've obviously got some in the mailbox. You've got like Nicky Clark. They do like a barbering sector. You've probably got a couple Tony and guys if you're more hairdressing related. But if you are new to it, you probably want to go and get on a course. And the Josh OP, they are opening a course in Birmingham somewhere. So yeah, you know, and if not, just cut your mates on the side. You know, everyone loves a cheap haircut at uni. So last week, a barber on Instagram increased his prices to 70 a trim and 80 a haircut and beard. How do you justify this? Well, I can't justify this, so it's not for me to justify. Obviously, that's great, because if a guy from the UK can go and charge them services, that's amazing. If he's busy with it, why wouldn't you? It's a supply and demand issue. If you've got people that want to book in, and you're absolutely stacked and you're at a certain price, you raise your prices. Yes, you're going to lose a few people, but what you're going to do is you're going to gain more money from the services you do. So actually it sort of levels out. And he obviously knows his worth as a barber. So, fair play to him. And that's quite admirable, really, if he's... do you see all these stuff that keep going on in the background? I don't know what's going on, but apparently it's a feature on Apple, that when you start making hand movements and hand gesture movements and stuff like that. See that? Yeah. So yeah, we've got some fireworks displays and that. Not always intentional, but once I get my head around it, it could be a feature of the show. But anyway, moving back to the barber, and I make a lot of hand gestures as well, so these are going to just continuously happen. But moving back to the question at hand, yeah, fair play to him. He obviously knows his worth. It's actually funny that you're sending me this, because I've just recently put up my prices as well of last week. I'm putting on 1 or 2 days a month at the moment. Like, I've got a closed private list, client list, but I have just opened up again because I am literally inundated with people trying to open up, and I've gone to 50 a haircut, 60 for a hair and beard, 60 for a restyle, and 70 for a restyle and beard. Obviously I know my worth. I've got 10 staff in here. I've got the most experience. I've got years in the industry, many accolades behind me, an award-winning barbershop. My time is worth money, and that's what I value my time at. And the clients that have supported me for years are happy to pay whatever I say to them, because they know they've got a closed book. And I don't just do it just to make more money. My time is worth something. I'm 33 years old now, and I don't want to be getting paid £20 an hour. I've put too much time and effort into it to be getting that money, and I know what I'm worth. So, I'm inspired by this guy. He obviously can justify the price increase with everything going up, and everything price-wise in terms of like clippers, equipment, studio hire, everything like that. It's going to become more common that people are putting their prices up, and it's going to be to a level. And as regulation, legislation and stuff actually is implemented within the UK, this is going to cost us going on these courses, doing this, doing that. So prices are going to keep rising, and we need to be paid what our time is worth. So, well done to this guy. Congratulations. He can justify it, so I don't need to. So yeah, great show as always. But like I say at the start of the video, I'm going to leave you with this video on the different tax stuff we've got now. And this is the difference between self-employment tax and employed tax. So see you next week, guys. Watch this video, and yeah, catch you all on the next one. Let me transition this, play it for you.
A self-employed job earning £40,000 in profit. This is an employed person where the job, including employer national insurance, costs the business £40,000. You can see a fairly large gap between the two. Both sides pay income tax, the dark blue section, topped up for the self-employed with their national insurance rate. For employed people, they have employee national insurance, or NICS, in orange, but the bigger chunk in green is what the employer pays. Now, that purple strip there, or pink maybe, represents a 1 percentage point increase in employer NICS. Now, that looks quite small, but it does widen the gap between the employed and the self-employed, increases the tax penalty on employment, and it will also, as we have said, worry workers if most of that cost, as evidence suggests, is passed on to them in lower wages.
In the end, as we're seeing in that graphic, employing people as employees brings with it a materially higher tax burden than self-employment. There's quite a lot of what I've called in the past faux self-employment in the UK. That gap provides an incentive to businesses to create business models that don't actually make people employees. So it's almost entirely counterproductive. It drives employers, perhaps not the best employers in this country, but nonetheless employers, to find ways of keeping people self-employed.
This is a self-employed job earning £40,000 in profit. This